the news shows after any major sports, is this homicide happened in this neighborhood, is this happened in this neighborhood, rather than such and such person started a nonprofit business that supports whatever cause. Right. Or this young lady is the valedictorian of her school and let's praise this person, right? Why don't we show that more in media? Is because, again, it's the consumer, it's money, and we have been plagued in the black community by falling into those things. Like, I had to go on Instagram and really do, like, look at what I'm doing and do a detox. Like, okay, take this away from my page because it's filled with negativity. Stop going on Twitter as much. Stop going on Instagram so much. Log off of Facebook, because a lot of people's feeding into those negative things. So I think that's why it's been shown a lot, is because we've been so processed to believe that negativity is what sells and what we need to bring in our lives, but it's definitely opposite. But I'm glad a lot of people is like positive vibes only, and a lot of people are starting to get it. But I think at the end of the day, because we've been so conditioned to these type of times, that a lot of people has fallen into it.
You're a construction worker and you don't want to be a construction worker for the entirety of your career, then start to investigate how you can learn architecture, right? So then you know, whether it's getting into books, podcasts, right, you do intentional things to upgrade where you are right now, and that could be through, you know, if you're a construction worker, through architecture, and then you go start doing those things in order to improve. Because, you know, let's say that someone's hiring for architecture positions and you've been a construction worker and you were very knowledgeable about being an architecture, well, you were that much more ready than someone just applying for something that was just a construction worker. It's a very simple example, but there's things that you can do that, you know, is tangential to what you're doing right now that can help improve your game. Like, you know, I work a job right now where, you know, I have to give a lot of presentations. Guess what helps me give presentations? YouTube. Like YouTube. So I'm like working on my presentation game through, you know, talking to you guys on YouTube, right? But I've managed to be intentional about uploading YouTube videos, and then I'm working on something here that's improving my game elsewhere, right? But you don't know, like, there's things that you're probably learning through your business that help you through your 9 to 5.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So, but you taking upon yourself to not be distracted enough and go out and actually pursue these avenues.
Right.
So, how do you stop seeking validation from others?
Right on point. We're both from New York, but I think the whole world has created, you have to be flashy and you have to put all your business out there in order to see that you're actually doing something. Because they always say, if you don't show it, it didn't happen, right? So I have a friend of mine, and I spoke about this before on like an earlier podcast. He drives a beautiful car, nice Mercedes-Benz, brand spanking new, has a great job, just got a promotion, everything like that. And for him, his win is what the meat of what just happened. I'm able to afford this car. I'm able to support my family. I just got a huge promotion. I got the condo that I want. I don't have to put it on social media. I might tell my friends that I'm close with, but other than that, I don't need 100 fake people telling me congratulations to feel like I actually did something. Me doing something is in the win itself. So I think a lot of times people post on social media, and it's a twofold, right? So some people that post it because it's motivation, letting them know that these things exist. Because the day that I buy this beautiful mansion, like, I'm going to post it on social media for the young man that's growing up, because I came up out of Brooklyn, New York, that it's possible without being a rapper or a ball player. I could buy this mansion and this huge home by doing these different things, and I'm going to give them the knowledge to understand how can you get there, right? So that's a piece of it. But other people, again, is that sense of validation. I did this thing, but I want to show everybody and their mother that I did this thing in order for them to really tell me, okay, you're doing your thing, rather than you telling yourself. Because you're supposed to be the one gassing yourself up. You're supposed to be the one letting you know, like, dang, I really made it happen. And be present and sit in that for a while. Really, like, understand, like, I just created or did something so phenomenal, and really sit in that and like just reflect on where I was before and look where I'm at now. When you post things on social media and you put things out there too quick, you lose sense of really what the win was, because you have all these people telling you these different things. You might have some haters, you might have all these negative comments, you might have these women that haven't talked to you in years now sending you heart eyes and all these things like that, rather than really sitting in what just happened for you and being proud within your own self. Because at the end of the day, validation starts within, not the external view of what everybody else thinks that you're doing.
Yo, that's so real. So kind of to conclude that, I think what I hear you saying is that there should be a refocus or a shift from external validation to self. There's a lot of people working 9 to 5 to get more money than some of your favorite rappers or entertainers. Okay? This is a goddamn fact. This is a goddamn fact. Let me keep it funky for y'all. Let's not act like we don't know someone who has a blue collar position that makes 6 figures. Listen, we've had them on the channel. We've talked about being blue collar and making 6 figures. And those that have come to the channel, okay? Savage Red Pill, Savage Red Recovery. Kyle came in here and talked about being an electrician in a union and his growth to eventually becoming 6 figures. Okay, within that. And I appreciate for him coming through and be able to explain that, because it enters us into the domain of blue collar worker having a position that gets you into there. I don't know what it is. There's some type of I do know what it is, where from a media perspective, we think that we have to follow these occupations of rapper, of sports, football, basketball, as the only way to attain wealth. And it is farther from the goddamn truth. It is not the only way. It is not the only way. Okay? Here's what I wish. Here's what I wish. If I was to try to attack because you guys already know this is a solution-focused channel. If I was to try to attack the minds of young men and women that look like me, that all that they see on TV, all they see that on Twitter, all they see on MTV, all of this bullshit, okay, that's purported to them and to the media, of folks that are utilizing their positions to dictate what it means to be successful, okay? That are using their positions not to offset them signing up for something that is big dreams and big goals, but really doesn't have consistency and security within it. Or even a lot of people that can even do it. Listen, we all know someone that's trying to follow a sports dream, and there's nothing to be said for those that are following in it, that are all within it, but you have to have a backup plan. We all know folks that are fantastic entertainers, rappers, comedians, but it is hard to break into these industries. You have to have a backup plan. Here's what I would do. I would go into these very same neighborhoods and I'd show numbers, okay? Very simple numbers of the amount of people that sign up for these type of occupations, okay? And the amount that get in. the amount that are successful becoming an athlete, the amount that are successful becoming a rapper, a singer, the amounts and the amounts that fail. After that, I would go into, well, what does success mean? Because there's a lot that's successful, but never really attained the bag. Okay. There are a lot that make it, but then go back later and complain about the contracts that they sign and say, I'm not making no money. Okay. From today, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion, to decades ago, shout out to TLC. You understand what I'm saying? But I think if you really show the numbers, the amount that go on this entertainment route and become successful versus the amount that go on a 9-to-5 route and become successful, that can build wealth, because it's not hard. It's not hard. I mean, it's way more hard if you grew up in the hood. I get that. It's way more hard if that's the way that you started. I get that. I get that. You understand what I'm saying? But if you look at the numbers that try and that make it, as long as they stay on that path, you understand what I'm saying? And can build fulfilled lives, can build happy lives. You understand what I'm saying? But there's too much within the entertainment route that take all of this shit. They swipe cards on credit. They go down to Miami and they get a rental car, put it in a music video, and you think that that's for real. You think that that's your life, that is their lifestyle. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I live? Guys, leave a 1 down into the building for me if you guys can hear and or see me. Let me know if I'm coming through correctly. Let me know. It's been about 2 weeks or so since I've been live. Let me know. Let me know if you guys can hear and or see anything. I'm not seeing anything thus far. Let me know. Look like it's a little dark over here. Let me make sure that I am appropriately lit. Hold on, let me take a look. All right. I see some ones coming through. What's good, everybody? What's good? What is good? Listen, let me just, before we get started on the cast, I missed you guys. It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a long time. It's only been like 2 weeks. For all of y'all, it's probably like, MTO, we see you every day. Okay, yeah, I get it. Honestly, there's a lot of videos that I released like today that I uploaded like a month or so ago. So shout out to the Patreon gang. They already know what's up. They see the content way before it usually goes up on the channel. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times from the time that I actually record a video and the times that the majority of you guys, it's been a minute. It's been a while. I actually haven't recorded a video in a little bit because I was feeling under the weather for about a week or so.
But I'm getting back in it. I'm getting back active. So I apologize before we get started if you guys hear any coughs that come through. I have a little bit of a cough. All right? It's okay, though, because we active. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. Let's get it active. Listen, guys. I love talking about finances. I love talking about business. I love teaching about it as well. And I think that's something that's become way more true to me in an understanding of who I am and what I try to deliver to people, what I try to help people learn, and how I try to help people grow, is that there's a lot of things that come more naturally to me that a lot of other folks just didn't have access to the same information as me. That's the purpose of these education-based sessions. I don't know if y'all noticed, my pops is a teacher. I it's something in my blood that apparently I have some teaching something from his blood, from his spirit. And I know some things about business. As you guys already know, part of this YouTube channel is this is a business. I've been working in business way over a decade for couple Fortune 100 companies. So I want to be able to give you guys nuggets and truths from my life and things that are real within our lives, within our industry, from this business perspective. Okay, let me go through a couple of these super chats and we're going to get straight down into it, because I will also say this as well. I don't have a lot of time tonight because me and the Patreon gang have an appointment. We're going to get into that in a quick second. Shout out to all the super chats that's coming through. Let me acknowledge. Let me show love and reverence real quick, and then we're going to get into the content. Shout out to Daryl Davis. Keep up the hard work, bro. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You already know I got to hit him with the sound bar real quick. There we go. Hold on, let me get this off the screen real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. Red sings a blues in the building. Patreon gang in the building. Donation to you, my man. Thank you so much, brother. I'm going to interview you one day. Believe that. Shout out to Red Sings the Blues. 2021, there's going to be some changes. So probably in 2021, you know what I'm saying? Red Sings the Blues is part of the Patreon gang YouTube personality as well. You know what I'm saying? Red Sings the Blues. What's good, my G? Hope all is well. All right, let me see. Tea Leaves in the building. Thank you so much. Support the young scholar, MTR. Tea Leaves in the building. Thank you so much, Tea Leaves. Appreciate the $5 support. Patreon gang in the building. You understand what I'm saying? And last but not least, another Patreon soldier in the building, Jalil. We live, my brothers and sisters. Got to give my traditional $10 for the knowledge. We about to let's get it, MTR, Patreon gang. Oh, yeah. Shout out, Jalil. Listen, I'm about to tell a funny story about you. You already know what funny story it is. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out, Jalil. O'Shea in the building. Yo, the Patreon gang come in here. Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. That's the way the Patreon gang be coming in here. Shout out, O'Shea. I see you, my G. Okay? All right, guys. So listen, before I get officially into the content, hold on. Let me get my red cup up. Before I officially get into the content, guys, what I said earlier is it's going to be a shorter stream, but I'm going to get all the information that I promised where you clicked on this thumbnail. So 9 things that I wanted to convey to you guys. And for those that are thinking about starting up a business or getting it active with your own company. And also, too, let me preface this and say, guys, I'm not going to hit you with fluffy shit. I'm going to hit you with some real shit. I'm going to hit you with some industry knowledge. Chances are, if you've been following my channel, I don't hit you with fluffy shit. I'm not going to sit in here and give you 9 Gary V things that tell you how to wake up early, 4 o'clock in the morning, and work until your eyes bleed. No, it's not going to be any of that bullshit. No, we're going to start talking about some business shit, okay? Y'all already know how I roll, okay? And for those out there that are interested in really solidifying certain components regarding your business in order to build up strong foundation to increase the chances of taking your business to the next level, these are the things, or those that have not gone on that journey yet and are considering things that you have to think about. This is the cast for you. I already know me putting up content like this is going to get 10% of the views that I would normally get on my channel, but I would be remiss not to talk about these things. If I talk about, as a man, building up your value, but I don't then talk about how to create business, how to create infrastructure, then I'm doing you a disservice. I can sit all day and talk about bullshit all day with you guys, have fun with it from an entertainment perspective. But I like this education shit too, because without the education, I can't give you the tools to cultivate the garden. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you real tools, not that fake fugazi shit. All right? Hold up, we got some other super chats that's coming in. We're gonna get into the content. Shout out to Rob Liard, Frederick. Shout out, my G. Appreciate the $10 super chat, my G. Then there was Sway. Appreciate the $5 super chat, my G. Shout out to JJE. Joker, Better Bachelor is a rep. I fuck with Joker heavy. I mess with his content heavy. I really like his content. I've actually I reacted to one of his content, one of his videos, and he came into the comment box and showed some love. So shout out to Joker. Shocking. That's his tagline right there. Shocking. Too funny. All right, so guys, listen, let's get into it real quick. But before we get into the actual content real quick, I gotta give a huge and unique shout out to everybody that's a part of the Patreon gang, everybody that's a part of the Discord gang. Guys, we're over 250 strong at this point. And let me tell you something. I look down into the Discord from time to time just to see kind of what's going on and communicate with the inner circle. And the things that I see going on bring a goddamn tear to my eye. And I'm not even joking with you. I'm talking people talking through issues that they're going through, serious issues, and receiving inspiration by other members in the chat. I'm seeing people throw on workshops, financial literacy workshops, from both workshops from both a male as well as a female perspective, okay? I see the ladies doing their own workshops and having communications. I see the dudes getting together and congregating. It's like a microorganism of awesomeness. It's hard for me to describe unless you see it for yourself, but there's so many awesome things that are happening within it. We're shooting links to each other 24/7 of different resources from a business perspective, a digital business perspective, to relationships and dating and pop culture and hot topics. And it's mind-blowing to see. It's mind-blowing to see because it's so many people that's down in there that want to improve who they are as a person and have knowledge to give, but are also in the right minds to be on the receiving end of knowledge as well. And of course, there's jokesters down in there as well that will troll from time to time, but it's all in good love and good spirit. But what's been super interesting to watch as well is sometimes it gets down to the battle of the sexes down there. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets down to the battle of the sexes, and there's just straight battles down there. You understand? But it's all love and family and love and war. So it's something that's really dope to really see. But I wanted to say thank you all the Patreon supporters, the inner circle. We building, we're growing, we're doing amazing things. And I'm super proud of each and every one of you. The growth that I've seen over the past couple of months is mind-boggling to watch. I had no idea that the Discord server was something that was going to be as powerful and as impactful as what it is. So thank you guys so much for rolling with me on that journey, but I wanted to make that clear. Also, too, the reason why I'm ending this cast early is because us in the Discord server, we have decided to do an Among Us, like, marathon. So right when I'm done with this, I'm going right down in there, and we're going to turn on Among Us, and we're going to get it popping. It's like our favorite game down there. Some of the funniest moments of the inner circle have been within the playing Among Us. Like, it's super crazy to see. I was gonna tell a excuse me. I was gonna tell a funny story earlier, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with it because it's probably not funny unless you were actually there watching it. You understand what I'm saying? So But listen, if you guys are interested in being part of the Patreon gang or the inner circle, if you are want to learn more things about maybe from a business perspective, right? How to improve your business. If you're interested in learning how to start a YouTube channel, you want to be able to get on my Patreon and I can give you a lot more information and links and resources and group chat discussions on how to do that. Guys, I get contacted all day now on an email perspective and on an Instagram perspective from people that ask me questions like this or want to share information with me. I don't have time anymore to respond on those platforms, but the inner circle is what I make sure that I cultivate with my extra time. So if you're interested, I will throw a link to the Patreon down below. I will also say this. Yeah, Jalea, I was just about to tell you a story. Dog, I wake up in the middle of the night laughing at that story, bro. That's how bad that it was. I mean, that's how funny that it was. I wake up in the middle of the night laughing. Dog, hilarious. I'm not gonna tell it though. They don't need to know all of that. This is inner circle things. You understand what I'm saying? But guys, I just left a link down in there. If you are interested again on it, listen. Here's the thing. You're only going to be as awesome and as dope as the people with the correct information around you. This is the point of the Patreon. This is the point of the inner circle. How do we increase a nucleus of dope people with dope things to offer? Okay? That's what it is. Oh yeah, and we play games and we have fun and shit like that on the side. But it's something that's awesome to see. To watch my YouTube channel grow like it is, which is amazing, it's still a whole other thing when I'm cultivating relationships and experiences with the inner circle. Okay? Remember a long time ago, I used to do these 4, 5, 6 hour streams. I can't do them up here no more. Okay. I go down to the Patreon, I go down to the Discord server, and we have group conversations. We have fun, and we talk about it. Okay. That's all it is. That's all I'm gonna talk about that real quick. Yes, we play Among Us up there, and it gets popping. It gets popping. I'm like the MVP up there. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes they find it fun to just come up and just kill me like immediately from the start. Anyway. Let's get into this conversation. This is a conversation I've been wanting to have for a very long time. And those that are still down in here, I know that you guys are interested for this content. So let's start it off the best way that we know how. Okay. I got a couple of notes down in here. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm trying to make sure that my mind is in the correct place that it needs to be. All right, guys. So listen. I get contacted a lot regarding business ideas, okay? One of the first things that I ask them when I have time, because most of the time I don't have time, I just ignore them, honestly, most of the time, because I literally don't have time. But if I was to ask, okay, you have a business idea, they want to get my opinion to see if it's a good idea. One of the first things that I ask them is, well, what's your business model? I would say most of the time when I ask that question, I either get no response or a response that has nothing to do with my question. And that is a problem. In my opinion, you cannot start a business and expect it to be successful unless you define your business model. Okay? Shout out to AJ Taylor. You helped me increase my knowledge of financial literacy. I recently signed up for a Roth IRA. You're the man, brother. Keep grinding. Shout out, AJ. I love to see messages like this. Okay? I love to see messages like this. It helps me understand that the message on the channel is growing. It's building. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. All right, guys, so listen. So what is a business model? Let me identify this at the beginning, and then let's move on to these 9 things, to these 9 steps, okay? A business model is simply how your business or how your company is going to create value through the product or the services that you will offer, okay? Again, How do you create value through the product or the services that you offer? That is what a business model describes. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? You have to be able to define this, and as well as the components within the business model. And don't fret, we're going to go over a business model, and I'm going to define for you the 9 things that you have to define when you are starting up your business and creating this business model. You must do this. Now listen, there's a multitude of ways to create a business model. It's a multitude of ways. Okay? I'm going to give you a model and a framework that I like. Okay? And we're going to define each one of the quadrants. Because, guys, I love frameworks. Okay? I'm a simple guy. I like simple ideas. I don't like to overcomplicate shit. I like simple frameworks to describe very complex things, or at least things that people thought were complex. Because at the end of the day, if you can't describe it very simply, then you really don't know anything about it. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Infamous, Patreon gang in the building. All right? Infamous be cheating when playing Among Us. Shout out to Infamous. Nothing but gems and positivity from you, brother. Patreon lit like a Christmas tree. Yo, it really is. Shout out to Infamous One. I keep on talking about it, but like at the end of the day, like this shit is so lit up there, which is why like I take my time off of the YouTube channel to go down and spend it with y'all down in the Patreon, in the inner circle. Shout out to Infamous. I appreciate the $5 super chat, my G. All right, so guys, listen again. How a company or a business creates value for itself through a product or service that it offers. Now, listen. When I talk about this business model, understand the power in this is that it can describe anything from a multinational company to a mom and pop shop, literally. Okay. To a company that makes $50 billion a year, to a startup venture, okay? To a sole proprietorship. It can describe all of it. That's the power in this framework, okay? So we're gonna go through that. So I'm gonna introduce it to you guys as a picture that I'm gonna show to you. Hold on. Give me a second. There we go. Now, guys, the name of the tool that I'm going to share with you today is called the Business Model Canvas. Let me pop it up on the screen real quick. Oh, wrong button. All right. There we go. All right. So this is called the Business Model Canvas. I was thinking about actually sharing a link to this, but you can just Google it. Okay, you could just Google it. All you gotta do is Google Business Model Canvas, and it'll give you a template like this. Just print it, download it, and then as you are ideating ideas for your business, you can fill out each one of the quadrants. But what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to go over each one of the quadrants so you know what each one of these things mean. Now, there's 9 quadrants, which is why I named the title of the video, the 9 things that you need to know before creating your business. You need to know each and every one of these things. Now, there will be certain degrees that you will know each and every one of these things. And some of these things you have to take a guess at. Some of these things you have to hypothesize about. But it's okay, because the more that you can define each one of these, the higher likelihood that your business will succeed. Again, from a business such as a Netflix to you starting out a hair business, right? You can use this canvas, this framework, to define your business model. All right? So let's get started. Here's the first thing that we wanted to start in at. When you look at the business value canvas, you first have to start in the beginning, in the middle of the canvas. We'll take a step back and we'll look at the entire canvas just so you can see it. We can start right here in the beginning of the canvas. What's the beginning? Value proposition. What is a value proposition? A value proposition, again, the first thing that you should define, a value proposition just defines what are you building? What are you building? Who are you delivering this build thing to? What problem are you solving? Or what need are you solving? Okay? We could use my YouTube channel for a quick example. All right? What value do I deliver from my YouTube channel? Well, here's the value that I'd like to try to deliver. I'd like to try to deliver a place for young men, mostly young men, focus on young men, but young women can join as well, to critically think about the social issues that hit their eyes today while understanding the value that they drive within the world. Okay? This is a need. YouTube is the service. This is how I'm going to try to provide that. That is my value proposition. What need am I satisfying? Well, I am satisfying the need of young men understanding their value in society. I am providing a safe place for men to understand how their masculinity impacts the world. And there is a need for that. There is a need for that. That is the value that I seek to deliver. All right? After you define what is the product, what is the service, what is the need, what is the problem that you want to solve for, which is huge, because if you're developing some shit that doesn't solve no shit, it ain't gonna be shit. Sorry. It's just not. You can have a good idea all day, but if it's not a good idea, unless you are solving something that is worth solving, unless you are solving something that people think is a problem. And if they don't think it's a problem, you have to make them think that it's a problem. Shout out to Apple. Apple does this all day. Apple creates deficiencies in its own product and acts like it's solving something for you, which is absolutely ridiculous to me, which shows they're goddamn geniuses. They're goddamn geniuses. Anyway, that's value proposition. You have to define that first. What's the next thing that I want to hit on? Number 2, here's the next thing that you have to be able to define. What is your customer segments? You have to understand who you are defining, or whose needs are you solving for, whose problems are you solving for. And let me also hit on this as well. There's a difference between solving a problem from a person, and there's a difference between solving a need. Okay? Sometimes these two things are kind of lumped together. If you solve a problem for somebody, it's a lot more tactical in nature. It's a lot more specific in nature. Okay? If you solve a need for somebody, which is what you want to focus on when you're creating business ideas, because solving just a simple problem for someone, you're right, like take a look at a value stream of steps that a person takes, and you're just solving one unique portion of that, and may not have the sticking power as if you were solving needs for people, right? So like, what's the difference? A problem might be, I have a problem tying my shoe. A need might be, I need a place to talk through my problems. needs solve higher level issues which provide a lot more sticking power to a business. There's a big difference between the two, okay? Shout out to Boogie Talks in the building. Notice how it's few of us when it's business talk. I'm saving more, no woman, started my business. My only issue was getting dusty like you. Shout out to Boogie in the building. Shout out to Patreon gang in the building. Boogie always trolling, at least at the end of his messages. He always be trolling a little bit. Shout out to Boogie. Boogie don't know how to play Among Us at all. I'm just gonna call that out there, okay? Child's play. Shout out to Boogie. Yeah, it's okay though, because this is being left up for the people that need it. Especially gonna be left up for the Patreon gang. I might private it on or unlist it on the channel, but it's at least gonna be still up for the Patreon gang so you guys can get it. Shout out to Boogie, you savage. All right, let's get back down in it. So your customer segments. You have to understand, who are you creating value for? Who's your most important customer? Here is a very important aspect of this that you need to do, is to create personas for your customer segments. What is that? A persona is an archetype of a customer. It's a type of customer. For example, there's multiple archetypes that subscribe to this channel. An archetype can be described as a red pill rager, okay? Excuse me. There are red people who are experiencing the red pill rage that subscribe to this channel. Oftentimes, these people have the most conflict in their comments. Let's just leave that there. There's other archetypes as well. There's also women on a femininity journey that subscribe to this channel that want male opinion and perspective. That's another type of customer, all right? There's also your white collar dating person that subscribes to this channel who sees me, understands that I work a white collar job, okay? Has had dating issues and identifies with something in the channel. These are all different customer segments. This is incredibly important for you to understand because you have to understand who you're speaking to. The videos that I upload, I understand when I upload a video who will like this video, okay? I uploaded a video today of a black father speaking to a black spun about that money talk. I also uploaded that today because I knew today I was gonna be talking about money today, all right? So from a YouTube algorithm perspective, I know that if I upload that video in the morning and I try to do a live stream later, it's gonna maximize the amount of people that's gonna come into that live stream because they just saw something that they were interested into before, okay? But I do know that doesn't get the most amount of views on the channel because the people that mostly subscribe to my channel don't care a lot about that money talk. And it is what it is. I don't fault them for not caring about it. They're just different audiences. Okay? And one audience on my channel is way bigger than another audience on the channel. But I like to talk about this shit, so that's why we go in. Okay? But we have to talk about this because understanding your customer may be rule number one of this whole business thing. Understanding what value do you provide, what problem or need are you solving for, and understanding that solving for needs are way more profitable. And then what customers are in your segments. Now, sometimes you have to take a guess. You have to hypothesize because maybe you don't have customers yet, but that's okay because you can predefine through your hypothesis of what type of customers will get stuck to the value that you are providing through that product or that service, okay? Shout out to 5 and Dime. Thank you so much for the $25 super chat. Been checking your channel. Keep doing your thing. Super important. I'm an OG. Glad you're out here giving the info needed for men, especially us black men. Deuces from Brooklyn, New York. 5 and Dime. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that, my G. Absolutely. Listen, that money talk at the end of the day, and again, I would be remiss not to give this information back. Okay? I'd be remiss. Shout out again to Five and Dime. Appreciate the $25 super chat. Let's get back down in it. Okay? Let's get back down in it. All right. I gotta hurry up because sometimes I get on these goddamn tangents, and I forget that I say we can only be up here for a little amount of time. Okay. Now here's the next one I wanna talk about: channels. Okay. This is also known as your distribution channels. Okay. This is how you get your value proposition. All right. Your value to your customer. What channels are you doing that? Now, what's super interesting about this one right here was flipped on its head in about 1996, 1997. Okay? Why? Why? The goddamn internet flipped this shit on completely on its head. All right? Web 2.0 has changed the fabric of how people receive information. And gone are the physical stores based in physical businesses, or a lot of how we distributed materials from a physical perspective. A lot of those industries are gone. Shout out to Blockbuster, all right? Shout out to the Circuit Cities of the world. Okay, for my East Coast cats. I don't know if Circuit City is anything outside of the East Coast. But they're gone. Okay? So when we consider channels or distribution channels, I'm going to use my YouTube channel as my example. My distribution channel is simply YouTube. I have no other distribution channels. But let's say like you had Best Buy, okay? Best Buy has multiple distribution channels because they have brick and mortar stores that they can provide goods to you. But then they also have an online store. Okay? As you guys are thinking, Radio Shack is another one as well. Yep. RIP. The Wiz. RIP. All right? Oh, Malcolm. New York in the building. I said The Wiz. I'm like, no one's going to know what that is. Nobody beats The Wiz. Yeah. So your distribution channels is asking questions of how do we let our customers know that we exist? How do we raise awareness about our company and its product and services? Okay. How do we deliver the value, the end value to the customer, to the person that wants our services? How are we distributing the value? Okay. Shout out Sears, Toys R Us, boom. All of these gone. Amazon has completely obliterated old school ways of considering distribution channels. And that's a fact. Shit, a lot of these physical stores are now simply showrooms. Like, how many of you guys go into a Best Buy and look at some shit and then go on the Amazon app and buy it? That's what took Circuit City out. Circuit City couldn't fathom that type of pressure. It couldn't compete. It didn't have the distribution channels as well as the digital infrastructure to compete with that. It just simply couldn't. Okay. Shout out to LaRue Hayden, just signed up for the inner circle. Uh-oh. Shout out my G. Shout out my G. Welcome. We're going to be playing Among Us right after this. Okay. Brick and mortar is dead. Dead as hell. Okay. Let's get back into it. Let me also speed this up. I'm supposed to be going way faster than this. Hold on. Well, here's the next one that I wanted to hit on. Customer relationships. Okay. What type of relationship do each of the customer segments expect us to maintain? What does this mean? All this means is, how do we acquire customers? Okay. How do we retain business with these customers, right? And then how can we circumvent attrition from these customers, okay? Which is key. What are the things that we are doing in order to do these things, all right? Something that a lot of people don't like to think through is how do we create barriers to entry as well? How hard is it for people to do the same exact thing that you are doing? How hard is it? And how are you creating that long-lasting bond and that long-lasting relationship? From a content creator's perspective, sometimes I often think about, well, I do reaction to publicly available videos, okay? There is no barrier to entry. So what barriers to entry am I creating to make sure that I continue being relevant? One of those things is Patreon. It's offering different services, okay, to add on the value within my YouTube channel. A lot of it may not be putting all my eggs in a YouTube basket. It could be what other types of services can I create? Coaching maybe is a service. The Patreon maybe is a service. Affiliate links on the YouTube channel maybe is a service. But what are the things that I can do to retain, okay, subscribers on the channel? Maybe it's just creating better videos. Maybe it's taking classes to do videos better. Maybe it's improving my editing. But what am I doing to make sure that my customer relationship is maintained? You understand what I'm saying? Some companies that are able to do this can do it very well through their brand identity. Apple is one of them. Apple is definitely one of them. Apple doesn't provide a better product. They provide a better brand of a lifestyle. Apple does not provide a better product than Samsung. That's clear. If you understand technology, you understand that. Apple does not provide a better product, but their brand is remarkable. They'll make you pay twice as much money for a simpler product, for a less powerful product, because their brand is second to none. So they can maintain a customer relationship, okay, through their brand identity. All right, couple more, then we're almost out of here. Shout out to Sahal Muhammad. Thank you so much for the €5. I think that's €1. The €5 donation. Wish I had more brothers like you growing up. Continue the great work, my G. London, my bad. London, UK in the house. Shout out to Sahal. I appreciate the €5 my G. Appreciate that, 100. Hey, listen, man, and that's why I love doing content on my channel like this, because I know that there's so many that would love to hear this information. Honestly, this type of information is what me and my boys talk about all day. So me being able to talk about this on the channel, it is my pleasure, but I appreciate your support through that. So thank you so much, Sahal. Shout out to Greg O. Patreon gang in the building. Shout out for the 10 Canuck bucks. You may pull in customer segment that you were not targeted. Sell them goods and or services, but don't let them divert you from your forte until you are ready to diversify. Oh, that's some good knowledge right there from the young scholar. Shout out to Greg O in the building. All right, thank you so much, brother. I appreciated that. All right. I'm coughing because I had a cold last week, okay? I'm coughing because I had a cold, all right? You want to send me some cough syrup? No? Okay, thanks. All right? All right, here's what's next. What's the next thing I want to head over? We went over customer relationships. Okay. We're going to hit on the bottom right here now. So if you guys have noticed, everything that we just hit on had to do with what? Had to deal with understanding your value proposition, right? Right in the middle right here. Okay. Understanding what are your customer segments, or I also describe that as personas. Okay. Understanding how you're going to get your value proposition to your customer, right? Then understanding how you are going to acquire your customer, how you're going to retain your customer, and how you are going to make sure that they don't attrite All of that plays into this bottom portion, which is your revenue stream. All right? For what value are your customers willing to pay? What do they want to pay for? How are they paying? How would they prefer to pay? Now listen, revenue streams, when you start to fill this one out, this one is not how much to charge. Okay? This is not how much to charge. This is how will you charge? Okay? In what cadence, what iteration, what method? For example, applications on your phone. Some of those applications on your phone, such as Among Us, have what's called a freemium model. What is a freemium model? A freemium model means they'll let you download it for free, but in order to get some extra shit, all right, they're gonna charge you for that. Okay, they're gonna charge you for that. There's some organizations such as like Electronic Arts, which they have a mixed model where they make you buy the fixed good, right? Then they have a freemium model, but then you can buy additional in order to quicken your experience. And then they had loot boxes, all right, where you could pay for random boxes to get extra items. That's all their revenue stream. Okay, they're figuring out how to charge money to optimize the amount of revenue or money that's coming into their organization. YouTube is a freemium ad model. You can watch YouTube free all day, but then you got to deal with ads. Or you can pay for YouTube Premium and get no ads. Then you're charged a monthly fee, okay? But then you don't have to watch ads. Me, I do that YouTube Premium because I watch YouTube all day because of the business that I'm currently in. I write it off. It's a business expense. You understand what I'm saying? But how are you going to charge? And this is key because there's been revenue models that have totally upended our industry. Amazon is one. Who would have thought people would want to pay a monthly fee for free shipping? Who would have thought 20 years ago what Amazon Prime is? People paying monthly fees for free shipping. It doesn't even make sense. Like, just think about it for a quick second. And I know that there's additional benefits with Amazon Prime as well, but just think about it. People paying a monthly fee for free shipping, for free 2-day shipping. What? It doesn't even make sense. 20 years ago. Today, everyone's like, shit, if Amazon went under, they might need a government bailout because I can't deal without my 2-day free shipping. What's good? You understand what I'm saying? But they have taken a business model which was pretty mature, which is a digital storefront that you could send things to people. And then they added a new revenue stream and completely decimated the market. Completely decimated the market with their ease and their convenience. And of course, there was other things within their business model that made that happen, such as like hassle-free returns and like all of that shit, and great customer service and having the 5-star ranking and being able to see customer feedback and reviews to lessen people unsatisfied with their purchase. There's a bunch of other things that they did, but the Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping for free, who would have thought that would have gave them the competitive advantage to be the Amazon that they are today? You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to El Mano. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Just want to show love for the financial streams. I never played Among Us, but I'll be in the Discord tonight. Listen, we'll teach you how to play it. Don't worry. All right, don't worry. Hold on. I had mini flu last week, okay? I'm still working on it. All right, I'm getting better, but I wanted to give you guys content tonight, okay? All right, let's get back down in it. Thank you so much, El Mano. I appreciate the $10 super chat. All right, that's revenue streams, all right? All you entrepreneurs better be taking motherfucking notes. Don't play with me. All right? Let's go to the left side. Now, what's the left side going to talk about? This is all going to be dedicated towards costs. Okay? These are all going to be dedicated towards cost. What's the first thing that I want to hit on? Resources. What are the key resources that your value proposition, remember your value proposition, the value that you're delivering to your customer, what are the key resources that you need in order to deliver value? Again, let's go back to my YouTube channel because it's something that you guys can all identify. You guys all watch my YouTube channel. What are my key resources? Okay. Well, I need a goddamn computer. I need a computer in order to make this happen. I need a camera. I need a microphone. I need lighting. I need multiple monitors to see whatever the hell is going on. These are my assets. Yes, we play Among Us in the Discord server. I'm going down there right after this, and I'm killing everybody. Anyway. Now, also, too, when you think about these key resources, these things can be physical as well, right? If you have a plant, if you have machines, right? If you don't have a digital business like me, right? If you're a trucker, right? You have to pay for your truck, the maintenance on your truck. You know, if you have a grocery store, well, then you have a brick and mortar store. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for insurance. You have to pay for workers' compensation, right? Like all of these different things in assets, whether physical or not physical or digital, in order to maintain the business and keep it going. Okay, it could be capital. Most of these Fortune 100 companies, their largest expense is human beings. A lot of people don't realize that. One of the largest expenses for most of these Fortune 100 companies is humans, human beings, which is why you have complete portions of organizations that are dedicated to removing human beings, standing up AI, reducing processing, okay? Reducing process steps. They're dedicated towards continuous improvement to remove the bullshit out of the organization, because the highest cost of an organization typically is humans, putting asses in seats, okay? Putting asses in seats, putting hindquarters, intellectual talents in seats. That is an expensive thing to do. Human beings are pretty damn expensive. That's why they want robots to do your shit. All right. That's why a couple of years ago, when, you know, a bunch of these hourly wage workers at McDonald's were protesting McDonald's, talking about we need at least 15 an hour, I was saying to myself, y'all keep messing around, they're just going to automate your jobs. They're just going to automate your jobs. And some places they absolutely did. They took workers out of the McDonald's in the physical storefronts, and because they were tired of hearing y'all shit, and they just put more machines up there. They made some self-service cashiers in order to allow customers to fulfill their orders, and they had robots in the back getting things ready and had less employees working in there, okay? Key resources. What are your key resources? All right. What's the next one that I wanted to hit on? Key partners. Who are your key partners? When you're thinking about your business. All right. Who are your partners? Who do you need to deliver your product and your service? Okay. Let's say that you have a hair business. Let's say that you don't have hair. Who are you getting your hair from? Who is your partner? Who is your suppliers? Okay? Who is supplying you the goods? Who are they? Without your suppliers, you can't give your end product or your service to your customer. Okay? You have to consider this in a business model. All right? Key activities. What key activities do you need to do to deliver your product or service to the end user. What are you doing to make this shit happen? My YouTube channel. If it's not me creating videos, videos don't get made. That is a key activity. If I don't spend the dozens of hours per week creating content, no one sees the content. That is a key activity. I have to get that done in order to keep the business flowing, in order to keep contact to the people, in order to keep the organic reach of the content, of the words, to build the status of being a content provider, to build the status of being an influencer. You have to keep on generating content to do that. That is a key activity in a YouTube business. Okay? That is a key activity. All right? Let me keep it moving because I don't got much time left. All right, key activities. That one's very no-brainer. Here's the last one that I want to hit on. Your cost structure. All right? Your cost structure. Your cost structure is simply and very easily, all right? What are the costs that are associated with your business model, okay? What is the most expensive things that you're paying for? What are things that are necessary from a variable cost perspective to a fixed cost perspective, all right, in order to keep your business or the value that you're delivering to your customer afloat, all right? So when I say fixed costs or variable costs, okay? When I say fixed costs, these are things that must happen that never change, right? So let's say that I have a storefront. Let's say that I have a mom and pop shop, a grocery store. Well, my fixed cost is going to be the rent, all right? It's going to be insurance cost. It might be electricity costs, right, to refrigerate everything that's happening in the store. It might be storage cost, inventory cost, right? What's my variable cost? Well, variable costs can be things that's going to shift depending upon the time period, depending upon the month. My variable cost might be the amount of product that I have in the store at any given time. Well, inventory is getting low. What inventory is getting low? Oh, well, we need more X, Y, Z. Well, let me go buy more X, Y, and Z. But the cost of it is going to shift. Employees might be a variable cost, right? Let's say that business is popping in the summer, but not as much in the winter. Well, that's your variable cost. You have to ramp up more in one season and ramp down in another season. That might be a variable cost. Okay? So you have to understand your cost structure. Understanding your cost structure and understanding what's the other one that we went over. Okay? Your revenue streams. Understanding your revenue streams and understanding your cost structure is critically important in understanding what will be the profit that you can expect in your business, okay? But you can't understand any of these unless you have a good understanding of the other 7 components, okay? You have to have a good understanding of the other 7 components, all right, before you can understand your cost structure and your revenue streams. And then once you understand that, then you can understand things such as your ROI, all right, your return on investment. Why is understanding your ROI very important? Well, in year 1, your cost structure, all right, your costs might be more than what you bring in. Year 2, it might be the same exact damn thing. Shit, this YouTube channel, when I first created this YouTube channel, the first couple years I made no money. Last year, I spent more than I made. Okay? I spent more than what I made. But what? I took a look at my business model. I took a look at how I was acquiring new customers, i.e. subscribers or new viewers on the channel. I was looking at the rate that I was growing. I was looking at the cost per 1,000 viewers, and I said to myself, I think that I'm going to make a profit in the future. I think that this business, this YouTube channel business, is going to make a profit in 2020. And I can tell you guys right now, it has made a profit in 2020. My estimates were correct, beyond what I thought it would be available. I thought I was going to have 20,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. I have that. If I could, I'd show that to you. I actually wrote that down in my notepad at the beginning of the year. I said, goal for the end of 2020, have 20,000 subscribers. I'm almost coming up to 60,000, which is mind-boggling to me. It's crazy, the growth on the channel. But understanding your ROI is very important, and understanding my return on my investment of my assets. So my lights over here, my monitors, all this expensive ass shit, my phone that I do all my research on, and then all the things that I'm just showing to you guys is all tax. You can write them off on your taxes. They all depreciate, so you can write off the depreciation on your taxes as well. My headphones, all of this other stuff, all of these things I need in order to make my business function. There's a lot of folks that saw, like, let's say, I'm talking about taxes real quick. There's a lot of people that saw Trump not paying taxes like that and got pissed. A motherfucker like me, I look at him not paying taxes and I say to myself, well, shit, he knows some shit that I don't know. I got to learn that shit. I don't get mad. I learn what other people don't know. I learn what other people know, because if I don't know it, then I got to goddamn earn it. I got to know it. There's nothing about them that makes them smarter than me where I can't learn whatever the hell that they know. Trump knows some shit that a lot of us don't know from a tax perspective. That is clear. And probably a lot of shit that Biden should have known. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Shit. Hold on, I'm thirsty. All right, guys, so listen. We went over what is a business model. We went over 9 things that you are required to know before creating your business. There's so much damn information out there. There's so much knowledge out there. That is not normal for people that look like me to know, but we have to switch that. We have to change that. And it starts here. It starts now. It starts today. Share this video. Okay. I do. Do you want to make me some? Okay. You want to make me some? I would appreciate it. Okay, I'm over here working. All right, I'm over here working. I would appreciate some tea. Okay, Concierta. Hey, listen, preach. Everything that I went over earlier, you can absolutely go over everything that I went over in the business canvas map, which is very Googleable. You can do it to create a nightclub. Okay. Real quick before I get out of here. Let's take a nightclub as an example. Value proposition. What are you seeking? What need are you seeking to solve with this nightclub? There's multiple types of nightclubs. Okay. All right. I see some nightclubs and they have different shticks associated with them. They could be the one where they put the earphones on, and that type of nightclub. You know what I'm saying? You could have I don't want to say it out loud because it's going to be demonetized. Let's call it a viscosity club, okay? All right, where there's people exchanging viscous fluids. You could have one of those type of dirty ass clubs. You could have a strip club. There's multiple types of nightclubs is what I'm trying to say. But what value are you trying to solve? All right? All right? Who are your customers? What do they want? How are you creating value for those particular types of customers? All right? How does your customers know about your business? All right? How are you reaching them? How do they know that you exist? What do you do differently than your competitors? All right? How are you building relationships with your customers? All right? Why are they going to go back to you? What barriers are you creating so that your competition doesn't come up and take your cookies? All right? How are you providing sticking power? Apple provides incredible sticking power. They created a whole ecosystem in their products where now it's tough for people who realize that Apple is an inferior product to give up on. They created incredible brand loyalty. It is tough to give up on Apple. For a lot of people. It's tough to give up on it because they created an ecosystem. They created a brand, all right? And they also rely in on people being technologically inferior. They also rely in on that as well, okay? But what are you doing to maintain your customer relationships and making it goddamn difficult for competition to come in and eat your cookies, all right? What is your revenue stream? Shit, there's some clubs that have monthly membership fees, okay? Speakeasies, they may have a monthly membership fee, all right? Is that something that you should consider? I don't know. It depends on a multitude of factors, all right? When you get into your costs, okay? Key resources, all right? Do you have a physical location or do you not have a physical location and you go from location to location to location, okay? What type of staff do you need? Do you need security? What type of security, okay? Insurance, right? What type of human capital do you need to make the business or make sure the business will stay afloat? All right? Key partners. Is there key partners in the area that you can band up with? All right? In order to create value. Who are your key suppliers? Do you want a liquor license? All right? Do you want a liquor license? Well, if you want a liquor license, someone's got to provide you liquor. Imagine going into a nightclub and there's no liquor, there's no beer to buy. People are going to be pissed. People are going to be pissed. Key activities. All right, what are you going to do? You're going to have a DJ? All right? You're going to have ladies dancing? All right? You're going to have lights, strobe lights, smoke? Or is this just going to be a lounge / club where people just come in and they chill? And they play games or some shit like that. You're going to have like arcades set up? What are you doing? What are the key activities? All right? And then finally, what's your cost structure? Right? How are you paying for all this? Salaries, rents, the utilities? What are the variable costs? What are the fixed costs? What are all these things? All right? Now, I just real quickly went over that from a nightclub perspective just because Peach preached through that out. But I wanted to go over that real quick, that you could do this literally with anything from a Fortune 100 business to a sole proprietorship that you haven't even started yet. All right? That's the power in all of this. All right. Hold on. All right, guys. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna leave this actual video up, guys. Hit on the like button for me, real quick. Would appreciate it. Hit on the like button. I would appreciate it. Hit on the like button. Show me some respect. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you. It is truly a pleasure to come in here on a random Friday night and just talk shit, just talk business. I love talking business. I love talking shit. I love talking technology. I love talking the human condition. You understand what I'm saying? I love talking it. I love providing value. I love making sure that people who are not put in direct position to know the information that I know, to know that information. I absolutely love that. And hopefully you got something out of today. Okay? Hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, leave me a comment on the video right after. Would wholeheartedly appreciate it. Shout out to the Patreon gang. Shout out to everybody that came down to the building. Shout out. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Now, I have some shit to go do. Okay. I like Among Us. Patreon gang, we're gonna go down there. We're gonna talk shit for the rest of the night. Patreon gang, you already know you got questions on anything that I went over tonight. Say less. Say less. This is the inner circle. This is the family. You understand what I'm saying? The YouTube channel, That's just for organic search and reach. The Discord, the inner circle, all right? To know that I'm impacting as many people on a personal level that I am, it's mind-boggling to me. But tonight, we wage war. We wage war. Why? Because there's an imposter among us. And we must figure it out. We must figure it out. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the crew. I appreciate you guys when you come down in here. I appreciate the family environment. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. All right? Wholeheartedly appreciate that. Until next time, you two. Peace! Hold up, real quick. Before I get out of here, if you guys want to join the Patreon, I just left a link down below in the chat. If you miss it in the chat, feel free to go in my description of the video. You'll see it in the description of the video. Okay? Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of comments come through. Yeah, guys, just click on the link. All right. Until next time.